Give a couple minutes to get this going. Back this up a little bit. Got me some chamomile tea here. Let's create a post. There we go.
Are we live?
Yes, I am live. So I have not done like a spiritual slash religious topic for a little while. I've made some here and there, but it's been a while since I've done like a long video. I think I've done one maybe a few months ago. I'm talking about a few things, and I've done some short ones, but I figured since I don't think I've done too many on live that I would do one. So I am currently neat. Look at this. Got hello. Some stuff in the tea bag broke. That's okay. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So currently I have gotten several books on different spiritual things, not just like mythology or gods or anything like that, but stuff like zodiac signs and crystals and other things like that. So I've been interested in working with things like crystals and tarot and runes and stuff like that. So basically, like divination and well, crystals aren't divination. I know some of them are used within that, but that's a whole separate thing. But anyways, I'm talking about like the non-deity kind of thing, just like the spiritual slash witchcraft kind of thing within that. Oh, we got 7 people. Hello, everybody. We got 7.
Okay.
And there's just so much information. It's hard to keep up with things. Hi, where are you from? I'm from Illinois. Yeah, there's just so much that I've taken one of my journals because I'm one of those people that get pretty notebooks, pretty journals and stuff, and I never know what to do with them besides writing because I'm a independent writer basically. But there's still a lot that I need to fill up. So I'm like, I have this pretty butterfly journal that I got from Ollie's, I think for like $3, which is pretty good. And I'm like, I want to start writing my notes down about crystals and candles and deities and all that other stuff. Hello. And so I got a book on crystals from the library. So, and the thing is, it covers crystals, gemstones, etc. Because even though they're not the same thing, a lot of them still carry like spiritual properties and stuff like that.
No comment?
Let's see. Okay, anyways. So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot to learn, and I definitely want to learn about crystals and their properties and how to use them and incorporate them into spiritual life and other things. I know, what was it? I think clear quartz can be used for multiple types of things. A lot of them seem to be connected to like creativity and other things to do with like just being a stronger self, which I really love. And then there's the whole thing with tarot and runes, which are both divination. I really wish I had my cat deck out of storage because I would love to learn on that one. I found that at like an independent bookstore. It's a tarot deck with cats instead of like the basic ones. Um, like it's funny because like the devil card, if I remember right, is a dog. Um, when I was trying to learn about runes, I made my own little ones out of clay, and I painted them and stuff. And I don't think I even have those anymore. I know you can buy them, but I wanted to see if I could make my own, and I did. I made them out of clay, and it was really fun. And I used to know what, like, I had them written down, but like I used to know like what the runes meant and everything. And there was also a thing called I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but Theban script, which is more like a script used by people of like the witchy persuasion, I guess you would say. I mean, I don't think that I'm alone and that people won't help me. It's just that people are busy and they have lives and everything. And sometimes things going to be kind of put on the back burner for more important things. But I'll eventually get there. Yeah, so I don't know what gave you the impression that I don't believe in some kind of deity, because I do. I just might not believe in yours. Um, but I am very happy on my spiritual journey, which is what I'm talking about today. So, going back a little bit, when I was younger, I was looking for a spiritual path that was more aligned with what I believed or what I was looking for.
I'll be right back, Mom.
Okay. I wanted something that was more connected to nature and the pursuit of a higher self, a one that did not look down on people for having just different opinions, different lifestyles, ones that, you know, didn't think one type of person was above the other. And when I was a teenager, I had discovered Wicca or Neo Wicca, whichever one you want to call it, because it was pretty much eclectic. And I started getting interested in that. I wouldn't say I was like an actual like Wiccan, but I had beliefs that were very close to eclectic Wicca, right? So I forgot. I think I found it in a book or whatever, and I became quite interested. Um, I had some people around me that claimed they knew what it was about, and they really didn't. So it was the influence of those people, plus books written mainly for teenagers, um, looking for information on the Wiccan religion. And there's so many opinions within that one about what it is and what it isn't. Because there are some people that think it's kind of a catch-all kind of thing. And while, again, eclectic can exist in many different religions, there still is basic things that make it Wicca and not anything else, right? Like you got to follow certain rules, or else you're just an eclectic practitioner, or just an eclectic believer, an omnist, if you will. Syncretism. But Wicca itself is, an actual religion with certain rules and everything. So I got most of my information, like I said, from certain people, and the Idiot's Guide to Wicca and Witchcraft, which I wouldn't say is a bad book, but you know, it's definitely more on the eclectic side. They do go briefly over some of the more specific traditions. And I like the idea of balance. I like the idea of seeing the divine in both feminine and masculine. However, and this isn't to say that other pagan religions don't have um, gendered deities, because they do. It's just that eventually Wicca started to feel a little too gendered, like too gendered focused. And I know not every tradition is like that. I know not every practitioner is like that. Um, but as I started doing a little bit more research, it became clear that there was an issue with, um, yeah, gender, especially things having to do with sexuality and transgenderism and stuff like that. Because again, I know most modern Wiccans are very like tolerant and open minded and stuff, but if you look at some of the history, it wasn't always that way. There have been some issues with the way they view and treat people who are trans. And I know there's even been some issues with people who are of the LGBT community, which I'll include trans people too. Um, and again, I know like most modern ones aren't like that, but there still is that history there. It does come up once in a while. There has also been the thing of cultural appropriation. I think there's nothing wrong with being interested in something and doing proper research, especially if they're closed practices, proper research. Um, of course, don't just go practicing things you don't know what the hell they are and you have no business doing, but there's nothing wrong with learning. But yeah, it definitely is a big cultural appropriation problem. A lot taking from things that they don't do proper research on. Again, not all of them, but a lot in the religion. So it just kind of came to a point where I like some of the ideas of Wicca, like the Wiccan Read. Um, you know, do basically what you want, but as long as it doesn't harm anybody, like you're free to, have the job you want, marry who you want, wear what you want, as long as it's not hurting anybody. Hello to everybody that has joined. And I like that idea, right? Again, I like the idea of balance, of light and dark, of masculine and feminine, and all that other stuff. But it just got to a point where, as it got deeper, it just wasn't exactly the path for me. 500 subs, good job. Thank you. I think I'm at like 533 now, so I need to do something if I hit 600. Let's see, looking over here. And when I hit 500, I did a Q&A, so I'll figure out something to do with my 600 mark if I ever get to there. Yeah, I don't know who Dangles is, but I am not cooking anything, I'll tell you that. And why should I say that animal? I do like those animals, so. So yeah, so pretty much I've just been kind of like eclectic, and I've used that label for a while. And for the last few years now, I've been kind of going in and out of like researching specific paths in the pre-Christian pagan um, religions. And I say kind of in and out because life just gets in the way of proper research. So I started looking into, and again, I'm still researching these things. I'm still learning about deities and mythologies and other things because there is so much to learn, and a lot of times I forget names. I'll mix up stories and stuff because that just happens because there's a lot to learn about. But the ones that I was really interested in was Celtic religion, like Celtic paganism and Druidry, um, heathenry, or Norse paganism, also Germanic paganism. Like Norse is a branch of Germanic paganism, but there is differences. And Hellenic paganism. Oh, also Kemetic paganism. I was really interested in learning more about Kemetic, which is Egyptian, and Hellenic, which is Greek. And I'm still researching those. And there are certain deities that I feel like I want to know a lot more about. Um, Even though I don't know if those paths are specifically for me, I've really been wanting to know more about Hellenic and Celtic, that's for sure. But there are specific deities that I just, like I said, even if I went to a different path, I definitely want to research and get to know more about them. Aphrodite was one. So was Nyx. Those caught my interest a lot. Recently, I've been trying to learn a little bit more about Slavic paganism. And Slavic is a lot like Celtic in a way that it's not just like one country, right? So, like Kemetic and Hellenic, um, even though some of it came from different places and stuff, is more gravitated towards one place. Specifically Kemet, Egypt, Hellenic, Greek, and stuff like that. Whereas like Celtic and Slavic cover multiple countries: Russia, Poland, Ireland, Scotland, stuff like that. And there are specific deities for certain countries. There are people that are just Irish pagan or Russian pagan or anything like that that are like specific within those kind of things. But I'm just learning about the overall mythologies and gods and stuff like that. I would say that I've heard a little bit more about Celtic paganism than I did Slavic. Like, Celtic and Slavic definitely aren't talked about as much as um, Hellenic or Wicca or even Norse. I don't think God hates anybody. anyways, what drew me to wanting to know a little bit more about Slavic paganism was the fact that I don't know if theology is the proper word, theism, something like that, was a little more open in the same way. I guess you would say that Hinduism is open, because I've talked to people who practice Hinduism that a lot of them are actually monotheistic, but there are some that are actually more atheistic and not believing that any of the deities are actually real. And Slavic paganism kind of has that same kind of thing, right? There's a lot of Slavic pagans that are polytheists, hard polytheists, but there are also ones that see the gods as aspects of one or aspects of nature and forces and stuff. And I like that idea. I like the idea of seeing it your own way and not being told that you're wrong for having those beliefs. Because I follow more of a monotheistic path in the fact that I believe there's one creator with many names. I was also looking for religions that were more on the nature-y side, the animistic side, and I know a lot of pagan religions are, but some seem a little bit more nature-y than others. Some seem a little bit more, like I said, nature, spirit, animistic kind of things more than some other ones.
It's not a little hard.
I'm sure you'll get it. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to learn a little bit more. Also, Norse paganism seems very animistic as well in a lot of things. So my interest has grown in that one. Before, it was kind of like, I want to learn a little bit here and there, but Norse and Germanic is definitely climbing the ladder in my spiritual interest and everything. The thing about it is I don't believe in everything that some of them believe in, but again, I'm still doing research, so I could be wrong on things. Like, I know in a lot of these religions, there's different levels of the afterlife and everything. And it's like, do you get to see your family and friends if they go to different places? I need to know about that. Yeah, I'm good. See, I believe Jesus is a form of God. Like I said, I believe in one God with many names. I believe that God can manifest to people as male, female, neither.
Or a bag.
I think I'm definitely going more of the Slavic, Celtic, and Germanic / Norse way of belief. I think, if anything, my interest in Slavic religion and mythology is dominating over the other thing. Like I said, mainly because of the animistic beliefs, the flexibility and seeing deity, the idea of the other world, which I subscribe to somebody called, I think it's called Slavic Spirit on YouTube. I think they were on TikTok too. But they were talking about the other world and how it was like a belief that that is where birds and stuff went to when they like flew south for the winter, that they were actually visiting a spiritual realm, which I think is pretty cool. And how that came to the belief that birds are messengers, which that makes sense in the spiritual aspect, obviously. Hey, could you put some more sugar in that, Nate?
Okay.
Thank you. I think you're doing pretty good in your drawing.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw a cat. I'm gonna watch a video how to draw an anime cat.
Oh yeah, you could, but it's coming out okay.
I'm just trying to do a circle right.
I'm sure you'll get it.
I practice a little bit more in my drawing.
I know a lot of these religions are big on the whole ancestor thing. I have an interest in learning more about my background. I definitely got to do more research on that. But I was kind of more focused on just like the spiritual aspects of learning about things like the afterlife, what they believed about the soul, what they believed about the gods and everything. And yeah, you know, starting my own church, y'all invited. Hey, as long as it's not racist, homophobic, sexist, any of the bad stuff, I'm all for it.
Homophobia?
I am perfectly fine with people making their own churches and stuff. Go at it. Just don't be hateful.
Is it homophobia where you're afraid of gay people?
Yeah. Well, it should be that. That's what it is. I am gay. I'm like half gay.
I'm gay too.
Or he could be like Eric Cartman. My grandpa was bi, so I'm a quarter bi.
Wait, Kermit actually bi?
No, but there was an episode of South Park. He's like, my grandpa's bi, so that makes me a quarter bi. Eric, you are not a quarter bi. South Park. They gotta start coming out with more stuff now. It's been a little while. I know they've done those specials and stuff, but I want to get them. I want them to get back to like making like actual episodes and stuff.
No. Shook the table.
I'm sorry, I shook the table. So, any spiritual or pagan practitioners, if there are, what do you practice? Do you practice Wicca, Druidry, Hellenic, Kemetic, Norse, Slavic? There's probably quite a bit more that I'm not thinking of. If you're a Hindu or Buddhist, do you consider that to be a pagan religion? Because I know some people have. Well, actually, the one person that I've seen call Hinduism a pagan religion was part of the ISKCON religion, aka the Hare Krishna religion. And we didn't quite get along online. She was in on a site called Cafe Mom, which is no longer up.
Cafe Mom?
Yeah, it was like a social site for moms and stuff. They just shut it down.
Oh.
But she had these ideas that people were or should follow like strict gender roles. That women were supposed to be like submissive and obedient and stuff like that. And I guess that is an actual part of the Hare Krishna religion, which I had interest in Hinduism, and I still do a little bit, and even some of the sects like Vaishnavism and Shaivism and stuff like that. But yeah, that specific sect of Vaishnavism is a no-go for me. And I don't think that all of the sects of Vaishnavism is like that. But that one definitely is. That one is very misogynistic. And I'm sorry if you're a practitioner of that. It is. but I did like some of the ideas of Hinduism and the Dharmatic religions. I am talking about my spiritual journey. So I've talked about how I started out learning about Wicca, and for certain reasons it wasn't for me, specifically the ideas, how it was very gender specific, how there's been issues with some of the beliefs about trans people, about what was I gonna say, cultural appropriation, stuff like that. And then I've moved on to learning about other pagan religions like Hellenic paganism, Norse paganism. I'm specifically really interested in Slavic paganism right now. So that is basically what the topic has been. I definitely want to start doing more videos on my spiritual stuff because my channel, like 10 plus years ago now, when I first started it, I talked a lot more about what was going on in my religious and spiritual beliefs and journey and stuff. Excuse me. And I also talked a lot about books, but sometimes I had spiritual books. And it kind of felt like lately I was lacking on my book stuff because that's what my channel was going towards. And then I've really been lacking on my spiritual stuff. So I definitely want to get back to my two main topics that I was talking about on the channel, which was books and my spirituality. And my writing, but my writing also kind of goes within the book thing. So, let's discuss, people. What do you believe? Are you atheistic, monotheistic, polytheistic, soft polytheistic, hard polytheistic, inclusive monotheistic? And within that, do you consider yourself, because I know some people are separate with this stuff, but I think some of this you can combine with other things. Do you at all believe in any type of like pantheism or panentheism? Me, if I had to describe myself, and I don't know why I picked up this pencil, I just did. If I had to describe my beliefs, they are monotheistic, like an inclusive monotheistic. I believe all gods are one, or at least there's a God with many forms. Panentheistic, because I believe God is within creation and also greater than creation. And I would say that I have animistic beliefs. Like, I believe that things carry energy, carry a soul, even inanimate things, right? There's energy, there's memory, there's a spirit within things. So those are like my main big beliefs. The afterlife varies for me. I believe in the possibility of rebirth. I would like to think that there is a final resting place that people go to that is similar to Earth, I guess. Like, I like the idea of the Wiccan Summerland, right? I like the idea of beautiful fields and happiness and bliss and still being one with the natural world, even in the afterlife. But yeah, we got 6 people on here, so let me know. Came out of religion and now on a path like a mystic, but I guard myself as I learn. I mean, yeah, it's good to be careful and stuff. Like, I think I'll always be eclectic in a way and more spiritual than specifically religious, but I just want to know all the options that are out there. You
Draw
What are you drawing?
a cat.
Why does it have a triangle head?
Why shouldn't it?
Why does it have one eye?
Why shouldn't it?
Why shouldn't it? Okay. Hello. Okay.
What does it say?
Just some weird stuff. What are you doing? Well, as the title says, I am talking about my spiritual path. And as I've asked people, what are some of the things that you believe in? Like, how do you view God slash deity? Are you monotheistic, polytheistic, etc.? What are some of the things you believe about the afterlife and stuff like that? Do you have a name for this thing?
Not yet.
I mean, it's interesting. Is it supposed to be a cat?
Yeah.
Why does it have such a long neck?
Why wouldn't it?
You should make a llama. It looks like a llama. Should like round out its ears a little bit more. It can be a llama.
I'll show him how far.
I believe God. That's what I believe. What do you believe about God? What do you call God? Do you worship God as only male, female, both? What? My name is Stephanie. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of people that are Christian and some people that are not. Which country you? I'm in the US. Hello. Both, okay. So are you Christian or something else? Kentucky here. I'm in Illinois. That's a little bit of a weird question, but I guess if people want to answer that. Yeah, I don't have emojis. Okay, I think we're getting a little off topic here. What about you, Nate? Anything to add to the conversation?
I'm drawing a cat.
You're drawing a cat.
In different shapes.
Well, that's interesting. That's what Nate's drawing.
A cat made of different shapes.
You know what the sad part is? That there are some people that don't believe that animals go to the afterlife, and I think that's just bullcrap. Because even if you believe a bad person like goes to hell or goes to some kind of punishment, the fact that you believe a bad person, like a genuinely bad person, like a dictator, a murderer, somebody somebody that hurt people, right? Still is alive, like spiritually, like after death, but animals don't make it because they don't have souls. I think something is generally wrong with you, or genuinely wrong with you, I should say. Sorry. No, I am not married.
He's single.
I do not want to be.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Hey. You can have a nice relationship when you're married.
What do you think, Nate? Do you think dogs make it, and cats and stuff like that, to like beyond this life?
I don't really know. It's just a mystery.
Well, if it's possible that people go, do you think that animals would go?
Oh yeah, my best friend.
You seem stressed out. How do I seem stressed out?
I'm redrawing my character again. I drew earlier.
Why?
And I'm trying to put in different poses.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, give him a name. He's made of different shapes. He's a cat made of shapes and stuff.
Yeah, that might make a cool cartoon. Like if you can get it done and do like an animated short on YouTube.
About a cat made of different shapes.
That might make a good like horror short or something, or like a kind of mystery kind of thing.
Yeah. I did that one simple. I drew like 8. That's the
We're
classic.
down to one person now.
No, the classic Snapple. They draw M upside down.
Is that what that's called?
I think many people just do it. It's like that kind of thing. Oh yeah, see the manga does it too.
Oh yeah.
It's that thing.
Oh, I got 10 likes on this. We got 3 people now. Hello to everybody joining.
Hey mom, what did I give you? What kind of what does it look like to you? The eyes?
Just an eye.
They're kind of like anime vibe.
More like American cartoon, it looks like, in the face. Nobody's talking.
This one character to draw. I didn't give him a name yet.
Probably be on here for a few more minutes.
Then you gonna get out? Get off then?
Yeah, because I got some other things to do, but enjoying talking a little bit about what I'm learning and what I'm doing. So, before I go, I want to do a little bit of self-promotion, as I'm trying to end my lives with self-promoting my stuff here. So, if you like reading, I have 4 books out. I am an independent author. I write under the name S.C. Dickinson, so the letter S, the letter C, Dickinson, dots in between. I have 2 poetry books. Hello. My 2 poetry books are called Only Children Dream and The Silly Things We Talked About. Those are my 2 poetry books. The Silly Things We Talked About has artwork in there and pictures. So if you want something besides just poems, recommend that one. Both are available on Amazon. The Silly Things We Talked About is also available on my Ko-fi, which I have linked in my community tab before and on my channel. My 2 short story collections are called Another World Called Ours, which is available on Amazon. And the other one is I Don't Know These Shadows. So I Don't Know These Shadows is more specifically like spooky, horror-ish kind of things. Whereas Another World Called Ours is more leaning towards a fantasy kind of thing. So I think there's something in there for everyone. I Don't Know These Shadows is also on both Amazon and Ko-fi. Now, my Amazon not Amazon, sorry, my Ko-fi has commissions and like well, my commission page on Ko-fi, and my commission tab and everything. It's called, I think, requests or something like that. So I have different commissions that you can buy, and I think most of them is set only at $1. I have one where if you give me a topic, I will write a story about it, and I've done 2 of those so far, and they've been pretty good. I've enjoyed doing them. And I also have one where you can request for me to make a topic video. I do also have a Patreon if you guys want to check that one out as well. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go check out my other videos. Please go check out my books, especially if you are a reader. I don't give out my number, but you are free to check out my books. You're free to check out my Ko-fi. You're free to check out my Patreon. I would greatly appreciate it. And check out my other videos. I have lots on spirituality and books and just my opinion in general. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. That's fun.